As I've noted before, Texas A&M is now officially a piece of shit. They are ending their women's and gender studies programs and canceling a minor in LGBTQ, with the predictable result that no one now wants to study or teach there. The important thing, say the wardens of the school, is that students will still be competitive in the job market, as no one cares if women have history, and no one will know what gay people are next semester. 2 Israeli citizens have been expelled from Israel to Gaza for being terrorists. One of them spent 2 decades in prison, which leaves a cell free for any possible current prime minister who may be in need of it, and of subsequent deportation to Gaza. It turns out that the Border Patrol has been doing exactly what they're doing in Minneapolis all along. That is, all along the border. Back when the border was near Mexico, before it became the whole country. They've executed 364 innocent people and counting. According to Rhys Jones, the patrol was founded in 1924, a banner year for tolerance of no difference whatsoever. The goal being, quoting now, to preserve racial type as it exists here today. The hired brutality specialists then were comparable to those of today, thugs and goons, or in the professional parlance, sagoons, with prior experience in, get this, the Wild West. So remember, when America gets great again, thank a thug. With all his years of experience fighting Republican machinations, Senator Schumer has never seen the present level of fascism. That's because, even with his glasses all the way up, he still can't see Israel. In non-Epstein news, there once was a scholar named Q-Anon who enlightened us just what was going on. A sex trafficking ring in a pizza shop, left wing. But we're tired of Islandgate. Let's move on. The decision by the EPA to double the permitted amount of formaldehyde in consumer products is seen by scientists as a diversification of the different ways to get cancer. The alternative, the loss of 1.5 million jobs, is too gruesome to think about. In Natchez, Mississippi, dueling mansion tours, that is, presented from the point of view of the enslaved versus that of the enslaver, took a new turn when white guide Tracy McCartney took the tour led by black guide Tracy Collins. She summed it up, to wit. He said some things that made me think about it a little bit differently. Tracy is learning from Tracy. Tracy's please. Will you give America a tour of, say, the White House?
I am a registered Republican, voted for the president, supported him, but I really want to apologize. All this man does is tell lies. He is not worthy of the presidency. He takes bribes blatantly, and now he's being a racist. Blatantly. They were supposed to deport the dangerous criminals. They were not supposed to go after small children.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has an ingenious plan to destroy the ocean. Can the minerals on the ocean floor be mined without wrecking coral reefs? Of course not. But the extinction of hundreds of species is a small price to pay for American dominance, lethality, and great-againness. Yes, many of those species carry compounds useful in combating human diseases, but diseased people should be willing to sacrifice themselves on the altar of, well, altering the planet beyond survivability.
Go after small children, storm schools, bring terror upon, the little kids and the women and children. And I just want to apologize to everybody in the country for supporting this rotten rotten, man. I was sucked into the stupidity of creating jobs, and there are no more jobs in New Mexico. Things are worse than they were before. You cannot find.
A 5,500-mile blob of sargassum seaweed in the Atlantic is threatening beaches in the Caribbean, including Florida. The blob, which has grown bigly lately due to climate change that is totally natural and has been since the Earth was formed 6,000 years ago, provides food and shelter for many ocean species. In fact, it's good for all species, except beach bunnies. Therefore, it will be destroyed. But this time, with Christian space lasers. And the Federal Deregulation Agency, FDA, has canceled inspections of talcum powder for asbestos. This is what the Trump base voted for. In Europe, journalists are writing articles about the United States building concentration camps. That's why we must have Europe. We will buy it, or take it, or at least fix it. They are failing Europe. People over there are allowed to protest without getting the death penalty. Their governments are failing to stop their universities from grooming trans soccer players. Worse, they are funding scientific advances, which makes us over here look stupider than we even are. Having destroyed American farms in the name of saving them, Trump boy will now pay off the farmers for hardship caused by Biden, which may have the totally unintended side benefit of getting them to vote for fascism again. The $12 billion lifeline is only about a third of what's needed, so here's a better solution. The massive farms producing massive staple crops that destroy the land and go to feed animals and other stupid farm tricks should be abolished and reorganized as small farms growing organic produce for the masses. But that would require a communist in leadership. Zoran, you busy? In Wisconsin, a self-declared racist has been fired from her job at Cinnabon. She has not been charged with a crime, so Trump cannot pardon her. Fans of racism immediately raised $130,000, while friends of her Somali customer adversaries have raised $6,000. The disparity could result partly from the president's learned and viral commentary in recent weeks that Somalis are garbage. Somali scientists say the pot is calling the petal black.